Chasing Growth. Today I want to talk about how to become an exceptional leader. We all want to become exceptionals. We all want to become a great leaders. We want our leadership impact people in such a way that people can be influenced to change the trajectory of their life for good, for better, so they can become better. We want to be those leaders. We want to be those leaders that people will remember. The people will say, that person influenced me in such a way that it changed my life, etc. We all want that. We all want to do that as leaders. But what is the problem? There's one thing that many leaders don't pay attention, so they never really become exceptional. And before I tell you what it is, I want to tell you a story. Many years ago, I worked for a man who was very difficult. And many of you may be in a situation very similar today. And this man was difficult not because he was a bad businessman or he was a difficult person in general, but what was the problem? I didn't know what to expect from him. One day, he will show up very happy. He will be very generous with me, very nice, etc. And the next day, he will be yelling at me. He will be demanding things. He will just there's screaming and crazy stuff. The next day, he was half and half, and he was angry with somebody else, and he will talk to me about it. But the following day, he was the best friend with that person. So it was so difficult to work with this person that many times I was ready to fake, being sick, avoiding to go to work. I was looking forward the day that could quit. And probably many of you are in the same place. Many Americans are in that place because they have a leader, a boss like that is hard to predict. And what is the problem? That leader never gonna become exceptional because that leader don't know how to be consistent. See, as a leader, you want to be able to become exceptional and be a leader that people will remember and they impact people's life and that you outwork other people and the people come for you for idea and you get the promotion and you get this and you get that and you keep advancing. The only way for you to become that leader is to become consistent in your leadership. And many leaders, many young people want to be the leader, but they don't want to work in the consistency. They're not willing to spend the time, the energy, and money to become consistent. So today I want to invite you to become consistent in one area, your behavior, and how that behavior will affect other areas. It's so important because people who's under you, it doesn't matter how old are you, if you're a leader and people don't know what to expect from you, I'm telling you, people go home scared. People go home, so some of them will lose sleep. The Sunday night comes and they cannot sleep, not because they really have a problem or anything, just because they don't want to go to work because you. So you have to become a consistent leader. That's the only way to become exceptional one day. So how you become a consistent leader? You have to check your behavior. Your behavior speaks of your consistency. And in different areas, your behavior and your performance and your communication and your values and beliefs. So for example, your behavior needs to match. So for example, you can talk all you want about love and caring and hard work and all the stuff, caring for one another, teamwork, but your behavior doesn't support it. Your behavior doesn't support all the things that you're saying. And when people see it and hear it, there's a point where they stop believing you. They stop believing. Doesn't matter how much you say teamwork and caring for one another and love one another and serve one another, when your behavior doesn't match this. Many pastors suffer of this because they get in a pulpit and they preach about discipline and loving God and loving others, and they're overweight. And how that can be? Is an accident? No, they're not being disciplined. They don't love themselves. How are they gonna love others if they're not taking care of themselves? So their behavior, the appearance, all that, what people see doesn't match their communication. Other leaders struggle with this. The performance, the behavior doesn't match the performance. So for example, you have leaders that can be talking about, hard work. You have to work hard, dream big, work hard, and serve people. I like to say that. But what about my performance? I'm on time with things. Am I on time? I'm always late with projects. I'm reaching deadlines. Am I working hard? Or I just sit in an office and I play video games and all what I want is just to joke around? I'm willing to put my sleeve up and help when it's necessary? Am I willing to do the work if somebody's not necessarily to do it all the time, But I'm willing to help. Am I willing to get my hands dirty too with everybody else? But if you're the leader, say, oh, no, 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 I'm just the leader. Like I remember this is very funny in there's a movie where there's a leader and they ask him, hey, you have to read this. And he said, I was hired to lead, not to read. A lazy leader. So it's your behavior matching your performance. So you can be a great leader, super nice with people, high fives and all that stuff. And you're great speaking, great with speech, motivating people. You're a nice person, but your performance is really bad. You're not on time. You don't deliver on time. You're late with your project. You show up late. Your work is not good. So is your behavior matching your performance? And finally, is your behavior matching your values and beliefs? And this affects Christian leaders a lot, because when we have values and beliefs, and as Christians we believe in Christ, and we do all that, it's very sad to see a leader being victims of their emotions, being victims of the moment. And they get upset and they yell and they scream when they say that we have a God of peace and love and all that stuff, and they react like that. They act suspicious when we talk about trust, but you're very suspicious. You don't trust anybody. So is your behavior matching your values? Is your behavior matching what you say you believe and you care, the thing that you say that are important for you? Is that behavior matching that? If it's not matching that, you have a big problem. So in other words, your behavior needs to match everything that you do and you say. And now, what is the big challenge with being consistent? See, many leaders, we all really like the spotlight. We like to be recognized. We like to hear the word, you're in charge, and we like to hear the word that we're likable, and we like to hear all those things. If you're a leader and you say, no, that's not me, you're a liar. Everybody like to be known for something. Everybody want to be known for something, that you're doing something. Everybody want that. If that's not true, nobody will be trying to advance. There's some ego involved in all this, and we have to check it out all the time. But the problem is that we like that. We like that part. We like to be recognized. We like to be in leadership. We want to have the position. We want to have the office. We want this and that and that. But we're not willing to build that consistency, because that consistency a lot of times happen in secret when nobody's watching. A lot of times that consistency happen when your job is not that important yet. When on the paper, at least, I think that every job is important, but the work that you do is not work that everybody's seeing. It's not work that the boss of your boss is seeing. It's not the work that take you to an interview or something like that. I don't know. It's not something popular. Maybe it's that work that's every day is a Monday and repeated, and it's all the same. It's all the same. So that consistency start in secret, and it's a lot like character. What are you doing when nobody is watching? What are you doing when you're alone? Is your behavior matching what you're saying at work? Because if you're not doing this, if you're not working in the consistency, in the secret, when nobody's watching, someday, it doesn't matter how much you talk about being loving and caring and all that, someday the truth will come out and it will be horrible for you. You can be talking about hard work and all that, and if you're not working hard yourself, one day that performance will come out to the light. And you will be surprised, and it will be scary, and you will be humiliated, because your behavior don't match the thing. So right now, whatever you are as a leader, if you're in a small position, big position, entry level position, is when you start working in your consistency, and you start working it even when nobody is watching. It's so important. Let me tell you the last thing. This consistency takes years. And it's hard, because I always think about the example of the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree is planted, and you can water it all you want, you can fertilize it all you want, but it takes 5 years to break through. So in other words, it takes 5 years to see something. To see like something to the light, that people can observe this tree actually growing. So your consistency is the same way. They will take years sometimes that you work hard in your behavior, that your behavior is matching your performance, your communication, your values, and your beliefs. And eventually, when the time is right, your leadership will start growing and will be exposed, and people will see it, and yes, people will clap and praise and wows and all these things and high fives and all the things that you want. But if it happened before that, you're gonna be in trouble because you haven't built that foundation. In the example of the Chinese bamboo tree, is the root system. They make this tree so hard to to kill because it's like huge. So think about your leadership the same way. What are you when you start building your consistency to one day become exceptional? Is the foundation, a strong foundation for you to get there. So I hope this video bless you and help you. And if you don't know about consistency, you don't know about how to do it, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you. I would love to coach you and help you, because I see it all the time. The lack of consistency in leaders is always destroying the opportunity they have, the possible future they could have, because they're not paying attention to that consistency in their leadership. And they're worried about being exceptional. They worry about to be likable. They worry to be famous and known by people. And they're missing to build that root system. They're gonna keep them strong in the ground when the strong winds blow against them, and they can keep growing. Thank you very much. God bless you, and go and be consistent so one day you can be exceptional. Have a good week.